All right, guys, thank you once again for joining me on my channel. Thank you for joining us on this session. Congratulations for those of you that have been following us. I want to tell you congratulations. You have no idea of the kind of knowledge you've been gaining on this channel. This knowledge that you're gaining free of charge, these things will cost you thousands of pounds to get them, but you're getting them free of charge. I want to say congratulations to you. I'm super excited that you are partakers of this, obviously this free knowledge, and I want to encourage you, make sure you are making good use of them. Don't just be like the ones that will acquire knowledge and just beat them. Okay, what you do with the knowledge that you acquire is what makes the difference, not just the knowledge itself. Okay, so congratulations. Last time we talked about different type of analyses in the market, and we did say the fact that analyses are the kind of rituals that we, the forex traders, we carry out, which inform us on how to take our position. That is the kind of bias we should maintain in the market at a particular day or point in time. The bias could be maybe we are longing, that is buying, or maybe you are selling, that is shorting, or flats, that's you're just indifferent. Okay, just there. Now, last time we talked about technical analysis, and we did go through a number of aspects. So if you have not seen the video for last time, our technical analysis video, you want to have a look at it, because today we are looking at the next type of analysis. We said we have 4 types. We have the technical, we have the fundamental, we have the sentimental, we have the situational analysis. So we talked about technical analysis. Today we are talking about fundamental analysis. So let's get to it straight away. Now let's go to our slide and let's see what we have for ourselves today. Right. So today we are looking at fundamental analysis. So what do we mean by fundamental analysis? So let's grab our lighter. Now, key points to note. Okay, key point to note. One sec. So key point to note. Fundamental point number 1, guys. Okay. Fundamental analysis examine the economic, right, social. So let's take it again. Fundamental analysis examine the economic, social, and political factors that influence currency values. Okay, providing insight into market movements beyond just price charts. Remember last time we talked about technical. So this one now is not telling us that technical, basically, remember, is the use of our price actions, is the use of trend lines, support and resistance, indicators, to be able to provide and inform decisions as to whether we are going to be buying or selling in the market. That is technical analysis. Now, fundamental is when we are using factors such as economic factors of the country, social factors, political factors, which influence the behavior of the market. Okay, remember what we said at the beginning, some of the beginning videos, early videos, that currencies, they represent or depict the economy or the strength of a country at a particular point in time. So how strong your currency is, you only just reflect how strong your economy is. So fundamental is not the one that is now using that as a yardstick to analyze the market behaviors, whether we're going to be buying or we're going to be selling. So that's why we talk about economic situations, social, political factors. So when you hear that, oh, the president of the United States or the prime minister of the United Kingdom is going to be so at the same time, a different time or different point in time, and as such, the market reacts to it. That's what we are talking about when we say fundamental. So when we go to the market, there's a platform where we go to check, guys, if there are going to be any fundamentals that will affect our technical behaviors. Remember, our technical does not really take into consideration these aspects. But in order for us to be able to have a holistic analysis, we now imbibe fundamental analysis, whereby we go to that platform. I will show you guys. We'll go there. We will check if there are going to be any news that will affect the behavior of the market at that particular point in time before we will now take a stand if you are going to be buying or selling. Because sometimes, guys, your technical analysis may be saying one thing, But because of the news that are going to be released at a particular time, it could just alter the whole thing. So while your technical analysis may be saying you are going to be longing, which is buying, but when you look at the news that's coming, once the news is released, if that news is negative against that country, then your technical analysis is going to be faulted. Your technical analysis will be faulted because the news is against or negative against that country. You see now? So that is why every day you come to chart to analyze, always check if there are going to be news at a particular time regarding the currency of that country, so that you must make sure that you have a holistic idea of what the market is going to do. Okay, so the next point to note is point number 2 here. Okay, so what does it say? Fundamental traders focus on economic indicators. That's what we've just been saying. Central bank policies and geopolitical events to understand the underlying forces driving the market forces, or the forces in the market. Just like the war in Ukraine, you can see how it's affecting the global situation in the market. Look at COVID, how it affects the global economy. So these are the factors that we are talking about. Fundamental traders, that's point number 3, okay? Fundamental traders analyze data such as GDP growth, employment rates, inflation, interest rate to gauge the health of an economic and predict what? Currency movement. That's exactly what I was saying to you. That currency, the strength of a currency of a country represents how strong that country is economically. Okay, so when we look at the GDP, the employment rate, inflation rate, interest rate, all of this, we put them together. If the news that are going to be released with respect to that particular currency is going to be negative, well, when you release, that's what we actually know, right? But there's a way we can actually put 1 + 1 together and be able to say, okay, this is going to come out negative. So there are people who trade off that. Okay, fundamental news, that's point number 4, guys. Okay, fundamental news such as GDP, NFP. NFP is called non-farm payroll. This data represents the payroll of employers who are not farm related, basically, right? Who are not related to agriculture. So the payroll of employees, not employers, the payroll of employees who are not related to agriculture, that into other sector of the economy, these payrolls are what we call non-farm payrolls. Okay, now every first Friday of every month at about 1:30, right, the US normally releases this data. If this data is negative, it shows that US dollar is weak. If data is positive, it shows that US dollar at that particular point in time is going to be negative. Obviously, it's going to be weak. If it's positive, US dollar is going to be strong. If it's negative, US dollar is going to be weak. And that's how to interpret that data. I will show you on a platform where we go to have a look at this news, okay, so that you can see what we are talking about. It is called non-farm payroll. Employment data, okay, etc. Now, these sometimes may follow the technical directions. Sometimes, take note of this word, sometimes, because sometimes when you analyze your market based on technical analysis, remember the use of your trend lines, support and resistance indicators. Sometimes they tend to tie together. These two analyses tend to tie. When they tie together, that's in the same direction. I mean, it provides that it strengthens your analysis. It only gives you more confidence for you to be able to say, indeed, this market is going to sell, it's going to buy. Okay? And that is a confidence. When your technical analysis aligns with your fundamental, it gives you a very good confidence that, okay, I will go into this market with my full margin. Okay? And that is what this line is talking about. All right. So while it may sometimes violate the same in some other occasions, which is what I said to you earlier on, that sometimes they differ. Okay, it's only good for you to know when it differs, then you have to stop trading, because the news will take precedence over your technical analysis. Okay, so take note of that. Hence, making it a very volatile approach in trading. In that situation where they differ, it becomes very volatile and risky for you to trade, because if you are placed a position on a buy, so expecting that GBP USD is going to be a buy, which means you are expecting Great British Pound to be stronger, right, over US dollar. And there's going to be a news, and that news is released, and it came across that GBP USD is actually going to be very weak because of the negative news. You know what's going to happen? If you were to be in that market before that news is being released, you are just going to be losing money. Market may sometimes later on go in your direction, but your stop loss is already been hit and taken, so you've lost money, even though market eventually goes in your initial direction. So the best thing to do at that point is to remain flat. Once you see that it's getting close to the news and your analysis says you're going to buy or sell, you have to just remain flat if you don't know what, or not 100% sure, even though there's no one that's always 100% in the market. Yeah, so we all speculators. So number 4 point, understanding the fundamental factors affecting currency values can help traders manage risks associated with sudden market shifts due to economic news or events. That's exactly what I've just explained. Once you understand this, it enables you to manage your risk, so you don't just place your trade and just be losing money. Okay, so let's quickly go into our chart and let's see how fundamentals, how we read our fundamental news. Okay, I'm going to quickly so let's come here and let's see what we've got here. Now guys, this is our trading terminal. So before I come here to trade, or before I place my position, one of the rituals to perform or carry out as a professional Forex trader is to go to a platform called Forex Factory. Take note of this, Forex Factory. And this is it, Forex Factory, right? It's just going to come out. Once you type in Forex Factory on your Google, so let me type this. It's already on my favorites anyways. So once I type it in, it comes up like this, guys. You click on calendar. Don't worry, we're going to have a session where we'll go through all this in detail. Yeah, we go to calendar. It comes up, right? Now, this is Sunday. Now, today is Sunday, February 8th, right? So no activities here. Now, Monday, February 9th, right? So let me check our calendar. What day is going to be first Friday of the month? First Friday of the month was our last Friday. Okay, so we are past that. So now Monday, I'm looking at, will there be any activities? There's no any high impact activities on a Monday, which means I am free to trade on that Monday. Now guys, what I did basically, I went to settings, right? I just went to settings. Let me drop this. So I went to settings. So what I did was that I just filter out only high impact news. Whenever you see this red what's it called, boxes, right? It shows that there's going to be high impact news on that day. Whenever you see red, so that is one thing you need to take note of. Red is high impact news on that day. Okay, this orange one, there's nothing. This grey one, nothing really. This brown one, kind of, it shows that there will be a medium impact, but it does not really move the market. So we focus more on the red one. So what I did was that the brown one and the red one, I just tick them, right? If I tick this one now, you see now, if I apply filter, you see it's going to bring out that Monday that appears that there was nothing. You see something will come up there now. You see now, this was Monday that was displaying nothing initially, right? Because I filtered out only the high impact news initially, because I don't want to just have my charts, my screen just packed up with news that are not impactful, then just there, right? I only want to see the ones that are high impact. So I will filter out this one, untick this, leave these two. So once I apply filter, you see now it's telling me there is no high impact news on the Monday, which means I'm good to trade, guys, right? Without worrying about fundamentals, unless there's anything like emergency that was never pre-planned. On the Tuesday, guys, look at Tuesday. Tuesday is telling me there will be high impact news, which is going to affect what? US dollar. What time? 1:30 p.m. UK time, right? So what does it mean? If I can trade from anytime from 6 a.m. to maybe like 1:20 something. Once it's getting close to this time, then whatever I'm doing, I should just be praying to God that once this news being released, they will tie with my technical analysis. The best thing is to make sure that you have all your positions closed before this news. So that is what we do every day, guys. Okay, you see on Wednesday the same thing, 1:30. Yeah, Thursday is there, the same thing, 7 a.m. the time the news will be released, and it's going to affect what? GBP. Friday 13th, you can see the news will affect, right? CHF, USD, and all USD, right? Then we have core PPI month by month. That's consumer price index, yeah, month by month, year by year. Okay, and that's how we analyze this. Okay, I will teach you how to really in details analyze these things, but this is just on the surface to tell you how fundamental analysis is being looked into. Okay, so that is basically it, right? So you can see this one is talking about forecast. We are checking it against actual. Okay, so here now, some of them, when actual, if actual is less than forecast, that might be bad for the economy. There are some of the news that if actual is greater than the forecast, right, that might be good for the economy. So it depends on the news. So consumer price index talks about the confidence the consumer they basically have, right? So that is justice. So we expect the confidence to be high when the actual is being released, to be higher than 0.4%. So in this case now, we expect the actual to be higher than the forecast. If it's lower, then the news is going to be negative on what? On the currency involved. On the currency involved. And all. Right? GDP month by year. Obviously, you want your GDP to be higher. The actual to be higher than what? The forecast. If it's higher than the forecast, then it means that this news is going to be good for GBP. That's for pounds, right? If it's less, it's going to be negative on pounds. So if you are buying GBP, that's pounds, GBP USD at that news time, if you are buying and the news comes out and it happens to be negative, you are going to be screwed. But if you were buying and the news comes out, the news happens to be positive, then that ties with your prediction, your analysis, the technical analysis. That's what we are talking about. Hope that makes sense. Don't worry, all of this, we're still going to talk about these things in details when we're talking about strategies, applications themselves. Okay? So let's go back to our charts, our slides. And that is what we intend to share with us today about the use and application of fundamental analysis. I hope this helps and this makes sense to you guys. Okay, I remain Michael Martins. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and press the notification bell and like our videos, share so that YouTube can suggest it and encourage us as well to do more. I remain Michael Martins across all the socials, from Instagram to TikTok, obviously our YouTube as well. Take care of yourself, guys. I hope this helps you. I hope this session does impart the knowledge. It helps you to be able to know what you are doing in the market, essentially, as you get into the advanced level. These are the things to do. So take note of all these steps. Okay? Okay, take care of yourself, guys. I'll see you again on our next video. Bye.